Okay, so Area Father, we're talking about COVID-19 and all of that. What do you think about how our leaders have been, how the response to COVID-19 has been on the part of Nigeria? Have we responded well to it? Are we doing the best that we can do as a country when it comes to responding to COVID-19?
They asked me.
Well, we just want to get your opinion. What you think about it?
I won't get my opinion.
Yes, Area Father.
This na government. They be you like say these people na government. Are they out for us or for themselves? Have they done anything right since they came to be? This is a government that does not care for the people. So waiting, they ask me about their response. This na riffraffs in power, scumbags. How you go feel? Shebi, I shall say, you, my guy, you na graduate, eh?
Yes, Your Father.
You be correct graduate. Then for your house, where you dey live, the person where you dey pay salaries, will be gate man, where they forget. Later come the teacher and him get the house, get you joy inside. Then all of a sudden, your gate man don't day in front, they lead you. How you go feel? You not go feel like a mumu. When your gate man wake up, you wake up now, your gate man they lead. We no even go school. You wake on go school. You dey follow am. Anyhow you like, you do. You see, until some people know say, a thief is a thief. So, nobody say, your own thief or my own thief is better than your own thief. Say everybody, they wait till they get there so they can continue the oppression. Because it looks like a lot of us, we're all guilty.
Yeah.
We are the reason why we have what we have on ground today. We're all guilty. Because how can a slave understand the concept and the precept of freedom when they can't even bloody stand up for their rights? So this is the situation we find ourselves in. I've been there asked before, I said, our mumu never do, but it be like say the thing never do.
Exactly.
So until
that protest in 20, that you caused a change with our mumu don't do protest. You know, 2012, I remember when you started that protest, and when you went around, it was everywhere. Area Father, you spoke about it, you were so passionate about it, and then an issue came up. The issue with Deji. Deji accused you of some things and all of that, and it seemed like everything just, I don't know. And recently, we've not heard so much about our Mumu Don't Do movement. What's the situation? How is it? Were his accusations or founded? Were they unfounded? What actually happened?
What nonsense accusation? I'm not here to be talking about things where are meaningless to me. Okay? But see the bomb picking, you go inside the picking way born, you go bomb bad picking, some useless pickings. Okay? Not be all picking now good picking. There are some trashy kids who don't get sense.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not here to be arguing or disproving or proving anything. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to celebrate my birthday. But excuse me, let me educate you. Mumu Don't Do was a campaign. A campaign during the electioneering time to alert the youths, say, make una no follow as una they do before, unless una Mumu never do. But after they finish election, we now have what we have. Though I didn't vote, a lot of Nigerians didn't vote for it, but we have what we have right now.
Yes, we do.
So, and I'm still looking, and I can't see say the youths their mumu never do. So we now had to change strategy, because like I said initially, if a slave does not understand the concept of freedom, how would they stand up for their rights? So now we're in another campaign called Nawi, the government. Okay. Because until young people like you understand that the people in Aso Rock, they are not your Lord and Master. They are servants. But because of the hunger where they prepare us, because of our psyche, the wrong kind of thinking, the mindset, we are thinking that those people are our lords and masters. So I do know that the office of the citizen is more important than the office of the president. I do know that the numbers that we have as young people in this country, big past all this rubbish what they do. The million-dollar question, do we know that we, you and me, that we are really the government? Because until we start to understand that, there is nothing where they talk, where change will come. And if the Nigerian youth don't do something to sit up, all this one waiting they see, I swear in the next 3 months, it will be horrible because the worst is yet to come. And I never see anything because of years and decades of docility, years and decades of, consign me now, years and decades, oh, I dey fear, I won't build house, I won't marry, I won't hammer. Young people thinking that they can make something out of nothing. That's the wrong thinking. So everything is here. Until you can fix here, nobody's going anywhere. We all die here.
Era Father, speaking about fixing here now, it's really rampant with the youths of these days for quick hustle. Everybody wants to hustle, everybody wants to make money, but the hunger and the thirst to make it quick makes you see so many youths going into fraudulent activities. And now, how can we, with this new project you're working on, how can we sensitize youths? Because I know most of the youths, they only come out to complain when the deed has already been done. How can we sensitize them to get them to be involved from this point so that it's not till when there's the next election before we want to start saying, oh, let's try and let's start, and the time has already passed? What are the plans that are set in motion for that?
Well, I'm doing what comes naturally to me. I'm doing things that are from my soul, things that I enjoy doing. And I like young people, and I wish them well. And I've been privileged to meet fantastic young people. Not be every young Nigerian, yes. Okay? I've met some exceptional people. And those are the people that I'm hoping will salvage this country when the time comes. Now, let me tell you something. It's unfortunate. The young people have been disappointed in this country. They've been disappointed by the leadership. They've been disappointed by their community. They've been disappointed by even their parents, because their parents are struggling for survival, that they don't have the kind of time that they used to have in my own time. Parents don't get that kind of time. Okay, so young people are on their own. And this damage has started since 1970, after the Civil War. That parents started to get disengaged, government started to derail, and so on and so forth. Even the pastors, are they any help? No, because they are planting in the young people's psyche that you can get something out of nothing. There is no miracle in this world again. The only miracle you get is the one you work for your fucking self. Now, when you work finish, then God can choose to bless you, just like he blessed Charly Boy. Because now my sweat, now my blood. So when some young people, they call me for phone, they say, hey, boss Charlie, I want to be an Illuminati. What does that mean? I want to join the Illuminati. What does that mean? Oh, yeah, I resemble native doctor.
Can you be head of Illuminati?
That they want to. Okay, so my own success just came out of Zazavu. Or you post something, you're talking about something very serious, about the environment, the country. Somebody starts for, of course, the social media now. I know how on the crazy. They say, look in ring, look in mouth. Is that why we are here? Is that what we're discussing about? So it's a question of mindset.
Yes.
Most Nigerians are arrogantly ignorant, stupid people, idiotic people. and they are responsible for what's happening to them now.
Area Father, speaking about mindset, sorry to cut you short, it's something that really affects youths. I feel, but I'm putting it to you now because I want your opinion on it, that a lot of youths are not just ignorant, but they don't even understand that there's an opportunity to partake in government. So they feel like government is their problem, but it's easy to say the people in power are the bad people, but you don't even see them willing to, okay, in this space that you find yourself, what are you doing? It's just like a tiny fraction of a percentage of youth that are actually involved. So how do we even start to wrestle these mindsets of youths to even get them to come out of it, to now want to do something without just blaming government, but actually actively participating?
Yes, I have a few people, a few youths that I said I've been privileged to meet, whose thinking is a little bit on the right side. And my job as an area father is to keep encouraging them. Because in this kind of environment, anybody can lose hope.
True.
There are times I myself, over and over again, what am I doing? Can't I just pack and just get the hell out of this place? But you see, follow come now, follow come. As God take creative, now so God take creative.
True.
Okay? I remember when I was young, my father would always say to me, anywhere, son, anywhere you see injustice, you must fight it. If you don't fight it, it will come back to chop your head off. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like the idea of anything head off. So what I can do is what I can do. I know be Jesus Christ. I'm hoping that my talk, my continuous talking, my continuous mentoring and inspiring you, that one day we will have that critical few young people who will say enough is enough. See, make I tell you now, everything has a tipping point. Look at what America is going through now. White cops have been killing black people for years, over 200 years.
Yeah.
But because of the killing of George Floyd, it looks like something is going to happen. We don't know whether it will happen, but there seem to be what of a tipping point. So my prediction is this: it will come a time in Nigeria when even young people will decide if staying alive, dying of hunger, living in hopelessness is better than dying. Because you look left, look right, and you start to think in your head that dying is better than being alive, then maybe that time we will do something. Because we're all united by our poverty, our hopelessness, our bad leadership, the injustices everywhere. There's injustice in the north, there's injustice in the west, and in the east, injustice everywhere. The poor against the rich. The rich against the poor. The have against the have-nots.
Yes.
True. And that is why God is offended and God is angry. Because this is not God's intention. This is not in the master plan. What's in the master plan is love, compassion, and empathy.
Yes.
All right. So, Area Father, there's something else that has been, I know, because this has also affected me in some way because of some people that I know. On social media, there has been, in the last few days and even weeks, there's been cases of, there's a rise in the cases of rape and all of that has been happening of recent. People have been coming up with very serious stories. People that are hurting. They say normally people, social media is not somewhere to come and talk about your personal problems, but a lot of people have called out celebrities, VIPs, people in government, that they had suffered this issue. There's something that is a mental scar on mostly the ladies or people that it happens to. What is your word to the country on this issue? Because it is quite burning. One person, at least, everybody knows somebody that might have encountered an issue of rape.
Most especially people who apologize for rapists, allows herself to be raped.
Well,
or the woman who takes herself to such places. What do you have to say to those people, the rape apologists?
the woman will carry himself go wanting to be raped, and I don't know anything about that. But this is what I say. The world is in a bad place right now. It's not just Nigeria alone, okay? Yeah. There are terrible things happening all over the world, and especially back home in our Nigeria, okay? Things that used to happen before have now gone crazy gaga, okay? It wasn't like in my time, there was not a few cases of rape, but everything has quadrupled. All the bad, I think the devil resides in Nigeria now. Because there's a lot of demonic, you see, we're fighting on two fronts. I'm not a religious person, by the way, but I'm highly spiritual. We're fighting on two fronts. One is the incompetence of the people who say they're the so-called leaders. The other one is the demonicness of this crop of people. It's like the devil is perambulating all over and have seized. You see, when somebody is hopeless and hungry, they can do anything.
True.
I'm not making excuses, especially for the men, but things have gotten so bad that people, the worst of people are coming out, the very worst. Because in every human being, there's a yin and there's a yang. There's the good side and there's the bad side, okay? But the bad side is coming out more now because people just don't know what to do next. And it's unfortunate. It doesn't make it right, but look at how we're being treated by our leaders. They give Koro money for poor people so they can stay in their house, find some food, then carry the whole thing, chop. So they can see poor person who is dying and they remove the last food. We go help them stay alive. What kind of evil is that? I saw me tired.
Area father, I know that we talk when they say area father, you're synonymous to fighting for the people and speaking the truth. But before we talk about all the serious stuff, there's no way I'm not going to talk about your family. You are one person who has managed to keep his family in a place where we would say is untouchable by the media. How has that actively worked for you? Because being a celebrity, in fact, a celebrity doesn't even cut it. Being who you are, how have you managed to keep your family and that's your children, your grandchildren? How have you managed to have a sane home?
I go beyond the celebrity. I'm royalty, in case you don't know. I came from a very good heritage and pedigree. I know the
network.
Even though I come from a very good place, and I believe in family because I've seen my mother and my father together since I was born till the day they died. Okay? So nobody crosses that line. If anybody decreases, you just cross that line, say, you want to mess with my family, I will kill you. Simple and short. You don't cross that line. And my family is private. Family is all I got. Okay, so it is very, very private and sacred to me. So anything, after all, anything you read in the paper is all contrived by my PR people. Now they put them out now. If you talk too much now, I go kiss the relay again. If you talk again, I still go stay inside coffin. I go stay inside coffin, lie there for 1 week. Una to.
All right. So final words, area father. You know, your final words. We will have to round up quite very soon.
Yeah.
But let's just let's have your final words. It's your birthday, and you know, you've spoken about how I've taken something from you about how family is sacred. There's quite a lot that I've learned from you. But let's have your final words for people generally, for the entertainment industry, for the people of Nigeria. What are your final words for the youths? What are your final words?
Well, to just wrap it up, all I can say is that people must start to believe in something. First of all, it will be okay for them to start to believe in themselves and to tell themselves that they can be a new me. And that new me is someone that stands up for what they believe in. Because if you can't stand up for something, you die for anything. Okay? Yeah. It's going to rain stones and hammer in Nigeria from the next 2 months. The condition we're in is going to be way worse. There will be famine coming. Now, if anybody want to, I think no, they preach for church, but I do have a crystal ball. And me, I told you in the beginning of this interview that I'm also a witch and I can see the future. And I know that what's coming is horrible. So the youths have better decide either to stand up, because nobody bloody gives you anything. Anything you want, you have to go out and take it. Just like I made Charly Boy happen for myself, even when nobody believed in it. When even my parents didn't believe in me. When Nigerians didn't see any positivity in what I was doing. I believed in myself. So it starts with you. You are that change that we're talking about. And you can't be talking about changing your environment when you're still on your same game. It doesn't work like that. So let's tighten our seatbelt. Let's know what we're doing. I think I'm beginning to meet a lot of outstanding and exceptional Nigerians. And I'm hoping that at one point, sooner than later, our tipping point will also happen in this country. Yeah.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much, Area Father.
So I beg, make you tell them, maybe they go my Instagram, then go see my prediction. You know, log on Area Father, AREA Father as in FADA, the figure 1, Area Father 1, the Odudubariba of Africa.
Yes.
The president of all frustrated Nigerians.
Okay. And today is his birthday.
Area Father, we still need to celebrate your birthday.
Area Father, so rounding up this, you have to dance for us before we go. Are you ready? You zanku small for us.
Let's just feel this small.
Wait. Maybe I not come wash my hair now. Now my birthday, so Nona go demonstrate for me.
Area Father.
Okay, you join us now.
You join us.
You join us.
Oh yeah, which song do you want? Today is your day. What do you want? Tell us.
God of men, God of men.
God of men.
You see, you know, no cue that one.
I will find it. I will find it. They cannot get me.
Play this song and fix shaku.
I told you I'll get it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, our Lord.
You don't give away.
Through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Now what did they take?
That's the perform.
Oh yeah, perform.
Get it! Happy birthday, Area Father!
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye!